Going to get started in just a minute. If everyone can silence their electronic devices so we're not disturbed this evening. All right, I call to order the Planning and Zoning Board meeting, City of Lake City. The date is 12th of August, 2025. Will all please rise for the pledge and remain standing for the invocation? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight, thanking and praising you for this day, how you watched over us, kept us safe. And as we come together to do business for our city, pray, God, that you will bless us, help us to be on one accord. We thank you that everything is done decent and in order. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. You may be seated. All right, calling roll of board members. Mr. Angelo?
Ms. McCullum,
Here.
Ms. Wilson,
Here.
Ms. Douglas,
Here.
Ms. Johnson,
Here.
Ms. Adams, Mr. Carlucci,
Here.
and Mr. Leidick.
Present. A quorum being impaneled, we can continue. Electronically, the meeting minutes of our July 8th meeting were distributed through city channels. I trust everyone had the opportunity to take a look at those. At this time, are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to the minutes as submitted? Hearing and seeing none, do I have a motion for their adoption?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion to adopt and a second by hand sign. Hands down. Likewise opposed. Unanimously, we have meeting minutes approved. There being no old business, let's move to the items of the evening under new business. Tonight before us, we have 8 matters of new business that will be considered and voted upon by the Planning and Zoning Board in a quasi-judicial manner. These 8 items are CPA 25-05, an application for a comprehensive plan amendment accompanied by resolution number PZLPA CPA 25-05 by owner, Real Terrace LLC, a Florida limited liability company, submitted by its agent, Carol Chadwick, P.E., to amend the future land use map by changing future land use classification from residential Low County to commercial city on land located upon parcel 0251900. It has an accompanying matter of business being petition Z25-07, an application accompanied by resolution number PZLPA Z25-07 submitted by owner Real Terrace LLC, Florida Limited Liability Company, as submitted by its agent Carol Chadwick, P.E., to amend the official zoning atlas for the land development regulations by changing the zoning district from residential single-family 2 county to commercial intensive city on the same target property. Third item, CPA 25-06, being an application for a comprehensive plan amendment accompanied by resolution number PZLPA CPA 25-06 by owner Mary Douglas Carter, submitted by agent Carol Chadwick, P.E., amending future land use map by changing future land use classification from residential medium to residential high on land located upon parcel 11174-001. It has an accompanying petition, Z25-08, being an application accompanied by resolution number PZLPA Z25-08, as submitted by owner Mary Douglas Carter and agent Carol Chadwick, P.E., amending official zoning atlas of the land development regulations, changing the zoning district from residential single-family 3 and residential multifamily 1 to residential multifamily 2 on the same target property. Next item is CPA 25-07, being an application for a comprehensive plan amendment accompanied by resolution number PZLPA CPA 25-07 by owner Northwest Quadrant Land Trust, as submitted by its agent Carol Chadwick, P.E. to amend the future land use map by changing future land use classification from commercial to residential high on land located upon Columbia County Parcel 02463-115. It has an accompanying petition, that being Z25-09, an application accompanied by resolution number PZLPAZ25-09, submitted by owner Northwest Quadrant Land Trust, submitted by its agent Carol Chadwick, to amend the official zoning atlas of the land development regulations by changing the zoning district from commercial general to a residential multifamily 2 on property located upon the same target parcel. Our seventh item is CPA 25-08, being an application for a comprehensive plan amendment accompanied by resolution number PZ LPA CPA 25-08 by owners John and Cassandra Wheeler, as submitted by its agent Travis Covington, P.E., to amend the future land use map by changing future land use classification from residential moderate to commercial on land located upon parcel 13991,000. It has an accompanying petition, Z25-10, being an application accompanied by resolution number PZLPA Z25-10, as submitted by owners John and Cassandra Wheeler and submitted by agent Travis Covington, P.E., amending the official zoning atlas of the land development regulations by changing the zoning district from residential single-family 2 to commercial general on the same target property. At this point, I'm going to ask City Attorney to run through the procedures to be used in these hearings and to inquire upon the members of the Planning and Zoning Board regarding any ex parte communications which may have taken place. Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The purpose of tonight's procedures is to ensure an applicant provides a complete presentation of their request to the board prior to any testimony being provided by staff, so the applicant receives a full and fair hearing on their application, and any decision made by the board is based on evidence presented. All public testimony will be taken under oath, and everyone testifying will be subject to cross-examination, and all documents and exhibits shall be entered into evidence. The giving of opinion testimony is limited to experts, and closing arguments will be limited to the evidence of record. To accomplish this, we're going to proceed in the following order on each of these applications. For each application, we'll start with presentations from the city, the applicant, and any party interveners. Then we'll proceed to public comment, followed by cross-examination by the parties and any interveners. After that, if the chair chooses to, he can allow any additional response to ensure fairness. Then we'll proceed to questions from the board. After the board asks any questions it wishes to, if the parties wish, they can offer any final arguments, or they can waive the opportunity to provide final arguments. After that, I'll advise the board as to the law and necessary findings, and the board can then deliberate and vote on each application. All persons have the right through the chair to ask questions of staff or other speakers, to seek clarification of comments made by staff or other speakers, and to respond to comments or presentations of staff or speakers. All people presenting written materials to the board for consideration must ensure a copy of those materials is provided to the clerk for the board to be included in the board's record of proceedings and official minutes. While the Planning and Zoning Board welcomes comments from all persons with an interest in the proceeding, Florida law requires the board's decisions and quasi-judicial actions be supported by competent, substantial evidence presented to the board during the hearing at the application or on the application. Competent and substantial evidence is evidence a reasonable mind would accept as adequate to support a conclusion. There must be a factual basis in the record to support opinion testimony from both expert and non-expert witnesses, and people presenting testimony may support their testimony by relying on factual information provided by staff, the applicant, or other information included in the city staff report. At this time, I'd like to inquire of each member of the board individually if you've received any ex parte communications regarding any of these 8 items on the agenda tonight, and if so, to please disclose them. Beginning at the end of the dais, Mr. Carlucci, have you had any ex parte communications?
No.
Ms. Johnson?
No.
Have you? Okay, thank you. Ms. McCellum?
No.
Okay, and Ms. Wilson?
No.
And Vice Chair Douglas?
No.
And Chair Leidick?
No.
All right, thank you. So let the record show reflect there have been no ex parte communications. At this time, if anyone is intending to offer testimony on any of these 8 items tonight, I'd just like to do a joint administration of the oath all at one time. If everyone could stand who's going to offer testimony and take an oath.
I'm just gonna be safe, sorry.
Okay. Do you each swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as to the testimony you offer tonight?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Board members, you have before you proposed resolution PZ LPA CPA 2505, which states, a resolution of the Planning and Zoning Board of the City of Lake City, Florida, serving also as the local planning agency of the City of Lake City, Florida, recommending to the City Council of the city approval of an amendment of more than 50 acres of land to the future land use plan map of the City of Lake City Comprehensive Plan pursuant to an application by Carol Chadwick as agent for Real Terrace LLC, a Florida limited liability company, the property owner of said acreages, under the amendment procedures established in sections 163.3161 through 163.3248 Florida statutes as amended, providing for changing the land use classification from county residential low density to city commercial of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, Florida, repealing all resolutions in conflict and providing an effective date. Chair Leidick, you have the floor.
Thank you. Mr. Angelo, at this time, please introduce, summarize, and present the city staff reports and analysis as it relates to application CPA 25-05 and its associated proposed resolution number.
All right, so this is CPA 25-05. Mr. Chair, if you wouldn't mind, before we get started, I would like to introduce an Exhibit A, and it is an updated concurrency analysis, and it's also an updated comp plan and consistency analysis. The one that was originally submitted had the wrong property locations on it, so the engineer provided a new one, and I'd like to pass it out to the board as Exhibit A.
Very nice, please do.
For the public, you do? Okay, all right.
And then I got a few copies for the public too, if they want. I'm gonna put back on the desk by the front door. All right, let's say this is CPA 25-05. It is a comp plan amendment for parcel number 02519-000. It currently has a future land use of residential low county, allowing 2 dwelling units per acre, not 4. That's a typo on the presentation. And this was recently annexed into the city. It's about 70-plus acres of land on the corner of Real Terrace and Bascom Norris. And the request is to change the residential low county, allowing 2 dwelling units per acre, to commercial city. As you see, the parcel is surrounded on the following future land use designations. You've got residential low county to the east and the north, commercial county to the south, and on the west you have residential low county. And this is a current location of the site. As you will see, a majority of the parcel is flood zone and a wetland, and right all through here. And this is Lowe's down here, which is commercial intensive and also has a commercial city future land use, and this has a commercial county future land use. So staff review, you have the planning department. This is a large-scale comp plan amendment. So what that means, this is 50-plus acres, and so it goes through a different review process through the state. Once we get done here, if it gets approved here, then goes to city council. The first reading of the city council will be to send this to the state, and then the state will review this. That can take up to 90 days for them to review. Once that review is done, then it will come back with their comments. At that point, then it will go to city council for the second and final reading based on what those comments are. But any future comp plan amendment over 50 acres follows that process. Gas, just asked if there was going to be any impact to utilities. We won't know until they actually start to build out what the actual impact will be to gas. Public Works asked about stormwater, same thing. Once we get into an actual site plan and see that, we'll see the stormwater. And in Swanee River Water Management, there has not been a ERP submitted with this. Typically, you don't at this stage for a comp plan amendment or rezoning. That would be more for the site plan level. And at this time, it is the staff's recommendation that this is consistent with the comp plan and the land development regulations. And staff's recommendation is to approve petition CPA 25-05 by resolution. And that's it.
All right, anything else?
That's it.
Would you like
And I
to,
would like to add my presentation and all the staff reports into the record.
as well as Exhibit A?
Yes.
All right, at this time, come on down, Ms. Carroll. We'll hear a presentation from a representative of the applicant, Carol Chadwick, acting as agent for Real Terrace LLC, a Florida limited liability company. Floor is yours.
Yeah, we're asking to rezone this property to commercial intensive, which gives future developers the most options. This is a very valuable piece of land. It's in a great location, and there are several different options, people that the owners are speaking to about development. But as we have no use yet, we really can't provide a site plan or really any numbers to go with the site, other than the area that we need to rezone.
All right, any other evidence you'd like to present as part of your initial case?
No. Do I need to move anything into the application yes, please.
Your
Move-
choice, but typically the application would be moved into the.
Yes, please move that application right in there.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. At this time, do we have any parties intervener present that wish to offer testimony or cross-examine witnesses in a quasi-judicial manner? Hearing and seeing none, we can move forward. At this time, I'm going to open public comment. Do we have any individual members of the public that wish to comment on this presentation? If so, by show of hands, please make your intentions known. Hearing and seeing none, at this time, individual public comment is closed. At this time, do we have anyone representing a group of 6 or more interested persons who wishes to comment on this proposed application on behalf of your group? If so, by hand sign, please make your intentions known. Hearing and seeing none, at this time, group public comment is now closed. At this time, does the applicant wish to respond to anything presented by either the city or any other parties as part of this procedure? Having no parties intervener in this matter, city, do you wish to cross-examine Ms. Carroll?
No, sir.
Wise choice. All right, at this time, I'm going to open it up for questions from the Planning and Zoning Board members to either the city representative or the agent for the proponent of petition. Do we have any questions or comments from members of the board? I only have one. Seeing as a very large portion of this is in the flood zone A through E. Come on down, Ms. Carroll. I mean, obviously, the high dry ground towards the south is the more attractive portion of this property for the suite of interested parties. Aside from ensuring it up to the hilt, what are some of the options for the A through E zones on the north 2/3 of this parcel? Really anything that can be done with it?
I don't believe so. I know that there are a lot of wetlands that will be preserved there. But I really, unless they are adding some sort of fill and you do compensating storage in any part of the flood zone, that'll all have to be addressed when we actually have a site plan. We know where things are going. But I know the wetlands, I believe, will be preserved, but I can't 100% guarantee anything without a site plan.
Okay. That's all I had. Any additional questions from members of the board? All right, hearing and seeing none. Ms. Carroll, do you wish to make a final argument?
No, thank you.
Mr. Angelo, same question?
No, sir.
Very nice. Ms. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The decision of the board should be based only on evidence presented by sworn witnesses. In addition, the board may recommend to the council the adoption of this change to the comp plan if the change preserves the internal consistency of the city's comprehensive plan, complies with applicable laws, and does not confer special privileges or rights on any person. At this time, the board may discuss the application and testimony, any findings of fact upon which it wishes to base a decision, and vote on proposed resolution PZ-LPA CPA 2505, following a motion and second to approve that resolution as read by title only.
All right, at this time, any members of the board have any discussion or comments they want to make amongst themselves, or statements they'd like to make on the public record prior to calling for a motion for vote? All right, hearing and seeing none, do we have a motion to either approve or disapprove petition CPA 25-05 and its accompanying resolution as read?
Motion to approve.
Ms. McCollum and Ms. Wilson on the second. Mr. Angelo, please call the yeas and the nays.
Ms. McCullum,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Douglas,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Galucci,
Yes.
and Mr. Leidick.
Yes. Approved by unanimous vote of the board. Moving on to our next item, Mr. Martin.
Board members, the next matter before you is proposed resolution PZ-LPA Z-2507, the title of which reads, "A Resolution of the Planning and Zoning Board of the City of Lake City, Florida, serving also as a local planning agency of the City of Lake City, Florida, relating to the rezoning of 10 or more contiguous acres of land pursuant to an application by Carol Chadwick as agent for Real Terrace LLC, the property owner of said acreages, recommending to the City Council of the City of Lake City, Florida, approval of an application to amend the official zoning atlas of the city land development regulations by changing the zoning district from county residential single-family 2 to city commercial intensive of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, Florida, repealing all resolutions in conflict and providing an effective date." Mr. Chair.
Mr. Angelo.
All right.
Would you provide an introduction and summary of application Z-25-07, which accompanied CPA 25-05, which we just heard?
All right, so this is Z-25-07. The recent currency analysis and comp plan assistancy analysis that is handed out on the previous application as Exhibit A will also apply for this one as Exhibit A also. So this one is for the same parcel, 02519-000. It is currently zoned residential single-family 2 county, and they are looking to rezone that to commercial intensive. As you can see, surrounding the property, you have to the north and to the east, you have a residential single-family 2 county. To the south, you have a commercial intensive county, and to the west, you have a residential single-family 2 county. And it, same map as before, just showing the actual zoning. Down below here, you do have the commercial intensive county, and this property here, which is Lowe's, is also commercial intensive city. Same staff review comments as before, and being this is a companion application. And staff does find that this is consistent with the comp plan and the land development regulations. Therefore, the staff is recommending to the board to approve petition Z-25-07 by resolution. And I would like to move my presentation and also the exhibit and staff reviews all into the record.
Very nice, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, at this time, we'll hear a presentation from a representative for the applicant, Ms. Carol Chadwick again, acting as agent for Real Terrace LLC.
I don't really have anything to add from the previous testimony I gave, but I would like to move the application into the record, please.
Very nice. As far as case and evidence goes, Mr. Angelo, do you have anything else to add?
No, sir.
Very nice. Do we have any official parties intervener present that would like to provide testimony and cross-examine witnesses as a portion of this quasi-judicial affair? Hearing and seeing none, we'll move forward. At this time, do we have any members of the public acting individually that wish to comment on the presentation or the testimony given either by the city or by the proponent? If so, please make your intention known by hand sign. Seeing none, individual public comment is closed. At this time, do we have anyone representing a group of 6 or more individuals who wish to comment on this proposed application on behalf of a group? If so, make your intention known by hand sign. Hearing and seeing none, group public comment is now closed. At this time, Ms. Chadwick, would you like to cross-examine Mr. Angelo?
No, thank you.
Mr. Angelo, same question?
No, sir.
Very nice. There being no parties intervener, there's no cross-examination on that part. Questions from members of the Planning and Zoning Board for either the city or the applicant? Any members of the board wish to address anything that came up in reference to Z 25-07? Hearing and seeing none. Ms. Chadwick, do you have any final arguments?
No, thank you.
Mr. Angelo, same
No,
question?
sir.
Very nice. Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The decision of the board should be based only on evidence presented by sworn witnesses. In addition, the board may make its recommendation to the city council after taking into consideration those matters listed in section 15.2.2 of the city's land development regulations. At this time, the board may discuss the application, testimony, and any findings of fact upon which it wishes to base a decision and vote on the proposed resolution PZ LPA Z 2507, following an appropriate motion and second to adopt said resolution as read by title only.
Very nice. At this time, do any members of the Planning and Zoning Board wish to discuss this or add anything into the record prior to calling for a vote? Very nice. Hearing and seeing none, do we have a motion to either approve or disapprove petition Z 25-07 and its accompanying resolution that was read by title?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Douglas, Ms. Wilson on the second. Mr. Angelo, will you call the yeas and the nays?
Ms. McCullum,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Douglas,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Calucci,
Yes.
and Mr. Leidick.
Yes. All right, unanimously, Z 25-07 is approved. We'll now move forward. Would you please introduce the next one, Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You have before you proposed resolution PZ LPA CPA 25-06, which states a resolution of the Planning and Zoning Board of the City of Lake City, Florida, serving also as the local planning agency of the City of Lake City, Florida, recommending to the City Council of the City of Lake City approval of an amendment of 50 or less acres of land to the future land use plan map of the City of Lake City Comprehensive Plan pursuant to an application by Carol Chadwick as agent for Mary Douglas Carter, the property owner of said acreages, under the amendment procedures established in sections 163.3161 through 163.3248 Florida statutes as amended, providing for changing the land use classification from residential medium density to residential high density of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, Florida, repealing all resolutions in conflict and providing an effective date. Mr. Chair.
Very nice. Mr. Angelo, will you please introduce, summarize, and present the city staff presentation for application CPA 25-06?
Yes, sir. So this is CPA 25-06. It is for parcel number 11174-001 and has a future land use designation of residential medium, which allows for 8 dwelling units per acre. They are looking to change the future land use from the residential medium to residential high. That will then allow for up to 20 dwelling units per acre. The parcel is surrounded by the following future land use designations. On the north, it is got a future land use of agricultural. To the east, south, and the west, you have a residential medium future land use. This is a map of the parcel. You have the main parcel here. It also does, there's this piece here was not added to the map, and then there's this little parcel here too. That is all part of that same parcel and will all be included in that land use change. Staff comments, part of the parcel is zone RMF1 already, which has the future land use of residential medium. And then, and there is a RMF2 in close proximity and to the area, and that RMF2 would allow 20 dwelling units per acre. FDOT was no response at this time, and Swanee River Water Management ERP permit may need to be required depending on the build-out of the site, and once they see a final site plan. At this time, it is the staff's recommendation, being that it is consistent with the comp plan and land development regulations. Therefore, staff is recommending to approve CPA 25-06 by resolution. And I would like to move my presentation, the staff review, into the record.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Chadwick, come on back down. Ms. Chadwick is acting as agent for Mary Douglas Carter. Your presentation, please.
Yes, what this is doing, it's taking, there were quite a few little parcels, it's bringing them all together into one usable area, and we're looking to put multifamily housing in the area. It has great access directly onto Bascom Norris, which, as you know, you can go in any direction, you know, that you may be traveling from without impacting residential neighborhoods in the area. And of course, when there's an actual site plan, then there would be stormwater management, a full site plan to meet all of the city's land development regulations. But until we actually get a site plan, you know, we don't really have a lot more to show.
All right, anything else you'd like to add?
I would like to move the application into the record, please.
All right, we're all learning this new procedure. It's going along good. All right, at this time, do we have any parties intervener that would like to present testimony and cross-examine witnesses in an official capacity as part of this quasi-judicial affair? Hearing and seeing none. Do we have any members of the public who individually would wish to comment on this presentation as made by the agent of applicant? If so, please by hand sign, make your intentions known. Hearing and seeing none, individual public comment is closed. At this point, do we have anyone representing a group of 6 or more interested parties who wish to comment on this proposed application as presented by Ms. Chadwick? If so, hand sign. Hearing and seeing none. Applicant, at this time, would you like to cross-examine Mr. Angelo?
No, thank you.
Mr. Angelo, same question?
No, sir.
At this point in time, I'm going to open it up for members of the board to ask questions either of Mr. Angelo on behalf of the city or Ms. Chadwick on behalf of the applicant. Do we have any questions, comments, interrogatives from anyone on the board?
None. No.
All right, seeing and hearing none. Ms. Chadwick, at this time, do you have any final arguments you'd like to enter?
No, thank you.
Mr. Angelo, same question? Sure. Very nice. At this time, Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The decision of the board should be based only on evidence provided by sworn witnesses. In addition, the board may recommend to the City Council the adoption of the changes of this change to the comprehensive plan if it preserves the internal consistency of the city's comprehensive plan, complies with applicable state laws, and does not confer special privileges or rights on any person. At this time, the board may discuss the application and testimony. Any findings of fact upon which the board wishes to base a decision and vote on the proposed resolution PZLPA CP 2506 following an appropriate motion and second to approve said resolution is read by title only.
Very nice. At this point, I'm going to open up the floor for members of the board for discussion amongst board members or anything that you would like to have read into the record. Does anyone have anything on their mind? Seeing a whole lot of head shaking out there. All right. In that case, do we have a motion to either approve or disapprove petition CPA 25-06 and its associated resolution as read by title?
Move to approve CPA 25-06.
Second.
That was Mr. Carlucci and Ms. Johnson on the second. Mr. Angelo, you'll call the yeas and the nays.
Ms. McCullum,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Douglas,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Carlucci,
Yes.
and Mr. Leidig.
Yes. By unanimous vote, CPA 25-06 has been approved. Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Board members, the next matter before you is proposed resolution PZLPAZ 2508, the title of which reads, "A resolution of the Planning and Zoning Board of the City of Lake City, Florida, serving also as a local planning agency of the City of Lake City, Florida, relating to the rezoning of less than 10 contiguous acres of land pursuant to an application by Carol Chadwick as agent for Mary Douglas Carter, the property owner of said acreage, recommending to the City Council of the City of Lake City, Florida, approval of an application to amend the official zoning atlas of the city, land development regulations by changing the zoning district from residential multiple family 1 and residential single family 3 to residential multiple family 2 of certain lands within the corporate limits of the city of Lake City, Florida, repealing all resolutions in conflict and providing an effective date. Mr. Angelo.
All right, Mr. Angelo, please provide an introduction summary of application Z25-08, which is the accompanying petition to CPA 25-06, just approved.
All right. So this is Z 25-08. It's the companion application for the previous application. So for the same parcel, they are looking to change the future or the zoning designation from residential single family 3 and residential multifamily 1 to residential multifamily 2. And that this will give one consistent zoning on the parcel instead of having two split zoning on it. The parcel is surrounded. To the north, it's got an agricultural zoning designation. And to the east, the south, and to the west, you have a residential single-family 3 zoning designation. As you can see here, it's the same location, same site. Bascom Norris does run through here, as Ms. Chadwick stated before, so it is along a main arterial road, and it would support the residential multifamily along with the future land use. Same staff review comments as before, and it is the staff's recommendation that this is consistent with the comp plan and the land development regulations. So staff's recommendation is to approve petition Z 25-08 by resolution. And I'd like to move my application and staff review into the report, or into the record.
All right, anything else?
That's it.
Very nice. Ms. Carroll, come on down again. This time we'll hear a presentation from representative for the applicant, Carol Chadwick, acting as agent for Mary Douglas Carter.
I don't have anything to add beyond what I've already said, and I'd like to move the application into the record, please.
Very nice. At this time, do we have any parties intervener that would like to officially make their presence known such that they may introduce testimony and cross-examine witnesses in an official capacity in this quasi-judicial hearing? Hearing and seeing none, we're moving on. At this time, are there any members of the public who individually wish to speak or comment on the presentation from the proponent or the city? If so, by hand sign, make your intention known. Hearing and seeing none, individual public comment at this time is closed. Is there anyone here representing a group of 6 or more interested parties who wish to comment on the proposed application or the testimony as given either by the applicant or by city and city staff? If so, by hand sign, make your intention known. Hearing and seeing none, group public comment likewise is now closed. Ms. Chadwick, this time would you like to cross-examine Mr. Angelo?
No, thank you.
Mr. Angelo, same question.
No, sir.
Very nice. This time, do we have any questions from the members of the Planning and Zoning Board for either the agent for the proponent or for city staff as represented by Mr. Angelo? Ms. McCollum?
I know there are some residents here that lives in this area, and I don't think, they got letters, and I don't think they really understand what's going on. So is there anything that could be explained to them as to what exactly is happening in the area?
Until such time as we have a site plan to review, there really isn't anything other than a request to rezone from a certain number of dwelling units to a higher number of dwelling units. At this time, not having seen a application come in for a site plan review, it could be any number of things, very similar to what we saw earlier on Real Terrace. It's just a simple comp plan amendment and a rezoning. Until we have a site plan in hand, we don't know what it may or may not be. If you wish, you're welcome to ask Ms. Chadwick if she knows.
No, I mean, I just want to make sure that the people that receive those letters understand exactly what's happening. That's it.
Mr. Martin, would you like to weigh in?
Yes, Mr. Chair. If city staff is prepared to do so. It may take them a second to find the right page, but, and the chair would allow supplemental evidence. Perhaps the city staff could at least read into the record the allowable uses under the proposed zoning category, just as a matter of information for the board and for the concerned public.
Very nice. Mr. Angelo, can you get your hands on those?
I sure can.
I'm Mr. Concerned Public. We have closed all public comments.
Yes, public comment is closed at this time.
All right, Mr. Chair, so to kind of clarify kind of what's going on with this, so you have two applications. You have the future land use application, which was the previous one. That's bringing the allowable dwelling units from 8 units up to 20. This application is to mirror that future land use. The two go hand in hand. So this one is going from an RMF1 to RMF1 to RMF2, and that which will allow 20 dwelling units per acre. Same permitted uses will be allowed, and I'll go ahead and read section 4.9.2. Yes, Mr. Martin.
Mr. Angelo, just RMF is
Residential multifamily 1 and 2. And the differences between 1 and 2 is just the amount of dwelling units. They still have the same permitted uses, so these uses are already permitted there. But I'll go ahead and read them through into the record. So this is section 4.9.2, which is permitted principal uses and structures. So you have single-family dwellings, duplex dwellings, multifamily dwellings, which could be like an apartment complex or that. You got public parks and recreational areas, and homes of 6 or fewer residents, which otherwise meet the definition of a community residential home, and then community residential homes as seen in section 4.2. All these would fall within the category of an RMF1 or an RMF2, so whether it has the current zoning on it now or the new zoning, all these are still allowable uses. Anything above 3 dwelling units or 2 buildings on the same site will require a site plan. If they were to decide to put a 2-unit or just a duplex in, then at that point it would not require a site plan. They could go straight to permitting. But anything beyond that, 3 or more units, or if they have a second building on the site, it would require a site plan to be heard. And that is consistent whether it's an RMF1, which is residential multifamily 1, or 2.
All right. Do you have any additional questions for Mr. Angelo? Ms. McCollum?
No, that's it. I just wanted to make sure that they understood what was going on.
Yes.
Understood. All right, thank you, Mr. Angelo.
All right, thank you.
At this time, do we have any additional questions for either the applicant or for city staff from members of the Planning and Zoning Board? All right, hearing and seeing none. At this point, Ms. Carroll, would you like to make a final argument?
No, thank you.
Mr. Angelo, same question?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Martin, floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The decision of the board should be based only on evidence presented by sworn witnesses. In addition, the board may make its recommendation to the council after consideration of those matters listed in section 15.2.2 of the city's land development regulations. At this time, the Planning and Zoning Board may discuss the application and testimony and any findings of fact upon which the board wishes to base the decision and vote on the proposed resolution PZLPAZ 2508 following an appropriate motion and second. Should the board wish to adopt the proposed application, the resolution may be adopted as read by title only.
Very nice, thank you. At this time, do we have discussion amongst members of the Planning and Zoning Board in reference to petition Z25-08?
I just want to say, basically, as far as concerning the area, I believe that the additional units added is really going to help the area. It can't be anything worse than what's been going on, or basically has been going on for the past 40 or 50 years. This is growth. This is, when you overall look at it, Lake City needs more places for residents to live. They just need it. So, just going by the area for those ones that are wondering what's going on, it can't be any worse than what they may not have done, this is helping the area. People need places to stay. It's growing, it's changing, and basically, I'm just excited. So my hope is that they accept the wonderful changes that are taking place in the area, and basically, I'm excited.
Very nice. Thank you, Ms. Wilson. Any additional comments or discussion from members of the board? All right, seeing and hearing none, this time do we have a motion to either approve or disapprove petition Z 25-08 and its related resolution, which was read by title only?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. McCullum and Ms. Wilson on the second. At this time, Mr. Angelo, will you call the yeas and the nays?
Yes. Ms. McCullum,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Douglas,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Calucci,
Yes.
and Mr. Leidig.
Yay. All right, by unanimous vote, we have an approval for petition Z 25-08. Moving forward, Mr. Martin, will you please introduce our next order of business?
Board members, you have before you proposed resolution PZLPA CPA 2507, which states a resolution of the Planning and Zoning Board of the City of Lake City, Florida, serving also as the local planning agency of the City of Lake City, Florida, recommending to the City Council approval of an amendment of 50 or less acres of land to the future land use plan map of the City of Lake City Comprehensive Plan pursuant to an application by Carol Chadwick as agent for Northwest Quadrant Land Trust, the property owner of said acreage, under the amendment procedures established in sections 163.3161 through 163.3248 Florida statutes as amended, providing for changing the land use classification from commercial to residential high density of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, Florida, repealing all resolutions in conflict and providing an effective date. Mr. Chair.
Very nice. Mr. Angelo, would you give an introduction, summarization, and present the city staff analysis as it relates to petition CPA 25-07?
Yes, Mr. Chair, this is CPA 25-07. It is for parcel number 02463-115. It has a future land use designation as commercial. The petition is to change it from commercial to residential high, which would allow up to 20 dwelling units per acre. And the parcel is currently surrounded on the north. It's got a residential high future land use already. To the east, it has a highway interchange county. To the south, you have a commercial future land use in the city. And then on the west, you have a residential high and a commercial zoning or future land use designation. This is the current site right here. This is a proposed land use change. This road right here is Hall of Fame, which will come out to Highway 90. And as you can see, it's got residential high up here. This parcel here is also residential high. And then you have commercial to the west here and to the bottom down there. And then the future, the commercial highway interchange is this parcel over here, which is currently in the county. Staff comments, the planning department has in there that it is contiguous to an RMF2 zoning district and a residential high future land use district. The Swanee River Water Management, or I'm sorry, Water and Distributions, we need to look into this a little more on the sewer side, and we'll need all water and sewer gallons per day usage. I am not sure if a lift station will hold with the without upgrades. And so this would be something that would be looked into more detail once we actually have a site plan, know exactly what's going there and how many gallons per day we would need to see. But so once we get to the site plan level, if this builds out, then we would need to see that and see if the current lift station there would require any upgrades. And police department said that the only concern is basically how many residents would be added to it and the current traffic on to Highway 90. FDOT did not respond. Swanee River Water Management's comments. There will be a required ERP permit once this builds out, once we go into a site plan. And then the school board had the same comment as the police chief, and that with the additional units and then the school that is on 252B, and they're concerned a little bit about traffic. Once we actually get into the site plan phase of this and see what's actually starts to build out, and because some of the concern is you've got already some residential high there, then you got the residential high there also of that one changing, but a commercial application could have the potential impact as the RMF2 district would also. And so until we actually go to a build out and see what the actual traffic concurrency would be, then that's when we would really know for sure. So at this time, it is staff's recommendation, being it's consistent with the comp plan and land development regulations, we recommend to approve petition CPA 25-07 by resolution. And I'd like to move my presentation and application and staff review into the record.
Nice, thank you. At this time, we'll hear a presentation from representative for applicant, Carol Chadwick, acting as agent for Northwest Quadrant Land Trust. Floor is yours.
Yes, we're requesting to make this the multifamily. I don't remember exactly which one it was right now, but I believe that there will need to be a traffic study for that intersection when the time comes, depending on, all the development that's going there. If they have a lot of different parcels that are residential high, that will definitely need to be addressed. There is a large portion of this project that is in a flood zone and also a wetland. So it is only the exterior part of it that fronts the road that will actually be developed as multifamily. The rest of it will remain undisturbed wetlands. I would like to move my application into the record, please.
Very nice. All right, at this point in time, do we have any parties intervener that would like to officially step forward to offer testimony and cross-examine witnesses in a quasi-judicial manner? Hearing and seeing none, we move forward. At this time, do we have any members of the public acting individually that wish to comment on the presentation either of the applicant or of the city staff? If so, by hand sign, please make your intention known. Hearing and seeing none, individual public comment for this petition is over. This time, is there anyone representing a group of 6 or more interested parties that wishes to comment on the proposed application on behalf of your group? If so, by hand sign, please make your intentions known. Hearing and seeing none, at this time, group public comment is now closed for this petition. Ms. Chadwick, would you like to cross-examine Mr. Angelo?
No, thank you.
Mr. Angelo, same question?
No, sir.
Very nice. Moving forward. This time, we're going to open it up for questions from members of the Planning and Zoning Board for either the agent of the applicant or for Mr. Angelo. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns to direct to either of those parties? I only have one for Mr. Angelo. When you gave your presentation earlier on the staff review presentation, you had used the figure, I think it was from either the police or the school board. You'd said 300 units. Was that just a anticipated maximum of what could possibly go on this parcel, or was that a number that was buried in the application that I may have just overlooked?
No, it's not a number that's actually in the application. That was a comment by the school board. I'm not sure where the number came from, if he just calculated, by the acreage and then what would be allowable. And because until we actually go to a site plan, we wouldn't really know.
Okay. That was all that I had. Does anyone else from the board have questions for either the city or the applicant? All right, hearing and seeing none. Ms. Chadwick, final arguments?
No, thank you.
Mr. Angelo, same question?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The decision of the board should be based only on evidence presented by sworn witnesses. In addition, the board may recommend to the council the adoption of this change to the comp plan if it preserves the internal consistency of the city's comprehensive plan, complies with applicable state laws, and does not confer special privileges or rights on any person. At this time, the board may discuss the application and testimony and any findings of fact upon which it wishes to base a decision. and vote on the proposed resolution PZLPA CPA 2507, following an appropriate motion and second to approve that resolution as read by title only.
All right, at this time, do we have any discussion or public comments intended for the record by members of the Planning and Zoning Board?
I got something.
Carlucci?
100% you're gonna need a light there. That intersection is right now terrible. Trying to get out of there, you can't see the cars coming from the left until they get right up on you. So all those extra residents there, they're definitely gonna need a light. That's all I gotta say about it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Carlucci. Anyone else?
Agreed. I would have some concerns on about the load that might place on the local schools with that many residents, because there's only one elementary school in that district,
I believe
or
that's
close
west
to
side,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So that would just be a concern that I would think about once we get to site plan.
Any additional comments or discussion amongst members of the board?
Yeah.
All right, at this time, do we have a motion to approve or disapprove petition CPA 25-07 and its associated resolution as read by title only?
Move to approve CPA 25-07.
Second.
That'd be Mr. Carlucci and Ms. Johnson on the second. Mr. Angelo, will you please call the yeas and the nays?
Yes, Ms. McCullum,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Douglas,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Galucci,
Yes.
Mr. Leidick.
Yay. All right, by unanimous vote, we have an approval for CPA 25-07. Moving forward, Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We're on item 6 of the agenda, under new business, or, I'm sorry, it would be item 7, I guess. Item 6 of the land use matters. Before you is proposed resolution number PZLPAZ 2509, the title of which reads, "A resolution of the Planning and Zoning Board of the City of Lake City, Florida, serving also as the local planning agency of the City of Lake City, Florida, relating to the rezoning of 10 or more contiguous acres of land pursuant to an application by Carol Chadwick as agent for Northwest Quadrant Land Trust, the property owner of said acreage, recommending to the City Council of the City of Lake City approval of an application to amend the official zoning atlas of the city land development regulations by changing the zoning district from commercial general to residential multifamily 2 of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, Florida, repealing all resolutions in conflict and providing an effective date." Mr. Chair.
Very nice. Mr. Angelo, can you provide us an introduction, a synopsis, and staff review for 25-09, which is the companion application to CPA 25-07, which we just approved?
Yes. So this is Z 25-09, and it is the companion application to the previous application for the same parcel. They are looking to change the zoning from commercial general to residential multifamily 2, allowing up to 20 dwelling units per acre. The parcel is surrounded by the following zoning designations. To the north, you have a multifamily 2. On the east, you have a commercial highway interchange county. And then you have, on the south, you have a commercial general. On the west, you have commercial general and residential multifamily 2. Same map as before, just showing the zoning designations. You do have the multifamily 2 up here and 1 also here. And then you got commercial general and commercial general here, and then commercial general here. And this piece here would be the commercial highway interchange county. And with the concerns of the traffic, a multifamily development or a commercial development. Actually, a commercial development could have more impact on traffic than what a multifamily could, depending on what would actually go there. So it could be looked as possibly downzoning. We don't really know until we actually get into the site plan. At that point, then we would definitely need a traffic analysis and have DOT look a lot more into this, along with getting a deeper dive in with the school board to see what their capacities are for the schools in the area. And that is one reason why at this stage, even though they don't really have a whole lot of input in right now, usually at this stage because it's so conceptual, and that we want to make sure that the school board and DOT is involved and at least know what is coming, so that they, on their long-range planning, they can make, determinations from there. And, as before, the same staff reports, same concerns with the Highway 90 interchange. We would need to definitely look at that a little bit more. And at this time, it is the staff's recommendation, being it is consistent with the comp plan and the land development regulations. So its staff recommendation is to approve petition Z 25-09 by resolution. And I'd like to move the staff report and presentation into the record.
Very nice. Thank you, Mr. Angelo. At this time, we'll hear a presentation from Ms. Carol Chadwick, acting as agent for Northwest Land Trust.
I don't have anything additional to add except to move the application into the record, please.
Very nice. Thank you. At this time, do we have any parties intervener that wish to speak in official capacity, offer testimony, and cross-examine witnesses in this quasi-judicial matter? Seeing and hearing none, we'll move forward. This time, are there any members of the public acting individually that wish to comment on this presentation? If so, please raise your hand indicating your intention. Seeing and hearing none, at this time, individual public comment for this application is closed. Is there anyone here representing a group of 6 or more interested parties that wish to comment on this application on behalf of your group? If so, by hand sign, please indicate your intentions. Hearing and seeing none. Ms. Chadwick, do you wish to cross-examine Mr. Angelo?
No, thank you.
Mr. Angelo, same question?
No, sir.
Very nice. This time, do we have any questions or comments from members of the Planning and Zoning Board for either Mr. Angelo acting on behalf of city or Ms. Chadwick acting on behalf of applicant? Hearing and seeing none. Ms. Chadwick, any final arguments?
No, thank you.
Mr. Angelo, same question?
No, sir.
Very nice. Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As mentioned earlier, all decisions should be based only on evidence provided by sworn witnesses, and the board may make its recommendation to the council after taking into consideration those matters listed in section 15.2.2 of the city's land development regulations. At this time, the board may discuss the application, any testimony and findings of fact upon which it wishes to base a decision, and vote on proposed resolution PZLPA Z2509, following an appropriate motion and second to approve the resolution as read by title only.
All right, at this time, do we have any discussion amongst members of the board or comments that anyone would like to enter into the record prior to calling for a vote? All right, hearing and seeing none, do we have a motion to either approve or to disapprove petition CPA 25-08 and its accompanying resolution as read by title only?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Ms. Wilson, Ms. Douglas on the second. Mr. Angelo, will you please call the yeas and the nays?
Ms. McCullum,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Douglas,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Calucci,
Yes.
and Mr. Leidig.
Yay. All right, by unanimous approval, CPA 25-08 is approved.
No.
Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Board members, you have before you proposed resolution PZLPA CPA 2508, which states the resolution of the Planning and Zoning Board of the City of Lake City, Florida, serving also as the local planning agency of the City of Lake City, Florida, recommending to the City Council approval of an amendment of 50 or less acres of land to the future land use plan map of the City of Lake City Comprehensive Plan pursuant to an application by Travis Covington as agent for Cassandra Wheeler and John Wheeler, the property owners of said acreage, under the amendment procedures established in sections 163.3161 through 163.3248 Florida statutes as amended, providing for changing the land use classification from residential moderate to commercial of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, Florida, repealing all resolutions in conflict and providing an effective date. Mr. Chair.
Very nice, thank you. Mr. Angelo, on behalf of the city, please introduce, summarize, and present your staff analysis for petition CPA 25-08.
Yes, this is CPA 25-08. It is for parcel number 13991-000, and it currently has a future land use of residential moderate, allowing 4 dwelling units per acre of land. They are looking to change that to a commercial future land use. The parcel is surrounded on the north by commercial, on the east by commercial, and then to the south and the west by residential moderate. And here's a map of the location. As you can see, you've got predominantly commercial along Main Street here. You've got a large parcel of commercial here to the north, and this is the proposed land use change here. Building department put in there, any alterations will require a permit. Application should understand, or applicant should understand that there will be ADA and FBC accessibility requirements when the property actually sees commercial use. Currently, the property is a residential use, so it does not have to abide by that. But once it goes to a commercial and actually is occupied as commercial, then at that time that would have to be updated. And the property is contiguous to a commercial general zoning district. And the water management or the water department, if the zoning is approved, any water services on the property will have to have a backflow device according to the Lake City Cross Connections Control Program. And customer service said that they will need to revisit the impact fees to see if there's any additional deposits. Also having a backflow preventer. And then with Waste Pro, this will have to be updated with Waste Pro also as a commercial account, and then they would have to provide whatever Waste Pro would require for them. And Swanee River Water Management said as a single-family property, it is outside the jurisdiction of Swanee River Water Management. However, if the zoning changes to commercial, it will be within the Swanee River Water Management jurisdiction and subject to 62-330 FAC, the Florida Administrative Code. And if the property is commercial, it will require a stormwater management system if it exceeds 9,000 square feet of total impervious area. Of that 9,000 square feet, total more than 4,000 square feet can be subject to vehicular traffic without a stormwater management system. A lot of that would be, once we get into what the actual use is, then we would, see a little bit more as far as what Swanee River Water Management would require. At this time, the city staff finds it is consistent with the comp plan and the land development regulations, and therefore there's a recommendation of staff to approve petition CPA 25-08 by resolution. And we want to move our staff report and the presentation into the record.
Thank you, Mr. Angelo. All right, let's get some new blood in here. This time we'll hear a presentation from Representative acting for the applicant, Travis Covington, on behalf of John and Cassandra Wheeler. Floor is yours.
Yes, so this proposed use is just going to be general office space in conjunction with the existing building to the east that Mr. Wheeler owns, the insurance agency. It'll only be maybe 3 employees, so very low usage. And then I think very low visitation, correct? Yeah, maybe 1 to 2 people per day. The main office will still see the most of the traffic per se. So that's about it. And I guess I'd like to move the application into the record.
Very nice, thank you. All right, this time do we have any parties intervener that would like to give testimony or cross-examine witnesses in a quasi-judicial manner? Hearing and seeing none, we'll move on. At this time, do we have any members of the public that would wish to speak individually on this petition or the testimony of either the city or the applicant? If so, by hand sign, make your intention known. All right, hearing and seeing none. This time, is there anyone representing a group of 6 or more interested parties that wish to comment on the proposed application or the testimony given by Mr. Angelo on behalf of the city? If so, by hand sign, make your intention known. Hearing and seeing none. At this time, Mr. Covington, do you have any desire to cross-examine Mr. Angelo? No, sir. Mr. Angelo, same question.
No, sir.
Very nice. This time, do we have any questions or comments from members of the Planning and Zoning Board for either Mr. Angelo on behalf of City of Lake City or Mr. Covington on behalf of the applicant? All right, hearing and seeing none. This time, Mr. Covington, do you have any final arguments in this matter? Very nice. Mr. Angelo, same question?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. Martin, floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The decision of the board should be based only on evidence presented by sworn witnesses, and the board may recommend to the council the adoption of this change to the comp plan if it preserves the internal consistency of the comp plan, complies with applicable state laws, and does not confer special privileges or rights on any person. This time, the board may discuss the application and testimony and any findings of fact upon which it wishes to base a decision and vote on the proposed resolution PZLPA CPA 2508 following an appropriate motion and second to approve that resolution as read by title only.
Thank you. At this time, do we have any discussion amongst members of the board or any comments you'd like read into the record? All right, looking around the rostrum and seeing and hearing none. This time, do we have a motion to either approve or disapprove petition CPA 25-08 and its associated resolution as read in by title only?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Douglas, and I think Carlucci might have beat you out just a little on that one. At this time, Mr. Angelo, will you call the yeas and the nays?
Yes. Ms. McCullum,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Douglas,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Carlucci,
Yes.
and Mr. Leidig.
Yay. By unanimous vote, petition CPA 25-08 has passed. Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Next matter before you is proposed resolution PZLPAZ 2510, the title of which reads, a resolution of the Planning and Zoning Board of the City of Lake City, Florida, serving also as the local planning agency of the City of Lake City, Florida, relating to the rezoning of less than 10 contiguous acres of land pursuant to an application by Travis Covington as agent for Cassandra Wheeler and John Wheeler, the property owners of said acreage, recommending to the City Council approval of an application to amend the official zoning atlas of the City of Lake City Land Development Regulations by changing the zoning district from residential single-family 2 to commercial general of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, repealing all resolutions in conflict and providing an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Mr. Angelo, at this time, will you give an introduction, summary, and staff review of petition Z25-010, which is the companion petition to CPA 25-08, which was just approved?
Yes. So this is Z25-10, and it is for the same parcel 13991-000. Currently has a future land or zoning of residential single family 2. They are looking to change that to a commercial general zoning. And as before, you've got on the north, you have north and the east, you have commercial general. And on the south and the west, you have a residential single-family 2 zoning district. This is the same map as before, just showing the zoning designations. To the north here and to the east, you have the commercial general. And then to the west and to the south, you have the residential single-family 2. Same comments as before, being it's just a companion application. And at this time, the staff finds it is consistent with the comp plan and the land development regulations. Therefore, staff's recommendation is to approve petition Z25-10 by resolution. And I'd like to move my staff report and the presentation into the record.
Thank you, Mr. Angelo. This time we'll hear a presentation from a representative of applicant, Travis Covington.
Nothing further to add, but I'd like to add the application to the record.
Very nice, thank you. This time, do we have any parties intervener that wish to officially contribute testimony or cross-examine witnesses in a quasi-judicial manner as part of this affair? Hearing and seeing none, we'll move forward. This time, do we have any members of the public gathered here that would like to speak individually, either for or against the petition? Oh, not this petition? All right. Hearing and seeing none, at this time, individual public comment on this petition is now closed. This time, do we have anyone representing a group of 6 or more interested parties that wishes to comment either for or against the application or the testimony of either Mr. Covington or Mr. Angelo? Hearing and seeing none at this time, group public comment is likewise closed for this petition. Mr. Covington, do you wish to cross-examine Mr. Angelo or any of his testimony?
No, sir.
Mr. Angelo, same question.
No, sir.
Very nice. At this time, do any members of the Planning and Zoning Board, City of Lake City, have any questions they would like to ask to any of those parties giving testimony or any other comments? Very nice. Moving forward, Mr. Covington, would you like to make a final argument in this matter? Mr. Angelo, same
Yes, sir.
question? Very nice. Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The decision of the board should be based only on evidence presented by sworn witnesses. In addition, the board may make its recommendation to the city council after taking into consideration those matters listed in section 15.2.2 of the city's land development regulations. At this time, the board may discuss the application, testimony, and any findings of fact upon which it wishes to base a decision, and vote on the proposed resolution PZLPAZ 2510 following an appropriate motion and second to approve that resolution as read by title only.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. At this time, do we have any discussion amongst members of the Planning and Zoning Board, City of Lake City, or comments anyone would like to read into the record prior to moving forward to a vote? No. Hearing and seeing none, do we have a motion to either approve or disapprove petition Z 25-10 and its accompanying resolution as read by title only?
Motion to approve. Second.
Ms. Johnson and Ms. McCullum on the second. At this time, Mr. Angelo, will you please call the yeas and the nays?
Ms. McCullum,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Douglas,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Adams, or Mr. Colucci,
Yes.
and Mr. Leidick.
Yay. All right, by unanimous vote, petition Z 25-10 has been approved, and that finishes our slate of new business for the evening. We moved through that pretty quick, y'all.
I got here late. I wanted to comment on the Rio Road and Baskin Norris rezoning.
We've already heard that matter, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay.
At this point in time, if she would like something read into the record, can we invite her to come to the podium?
What I was actually going to suggest is that matter will go in front of City Council at a future meeting, I believe, on the September 3rd agenda.
That is correct.
Okay, and so you could come and comment on it at that time in front of the City Council. Tonight's meeting was only to make a recommendation to the council, and so they will actually vote on it at that time, at that meeting, and then one more meeting. So there will be two more meetings for you to comment at council, and they'll be the ones actually considering it for final approval or not.
I suggest you get a bigger sign on that corner so people can read it. That's why you don't have anybody here tonight.
Okay,
I understand that you can't, but any ideas you can come up with?
I think staff hears you and has noted that. I don't know if they'll be able to make the change, but, okay, good enough. But there will be two more opportunities before there's any finality to this particular matter.
How would that be notified to the public?
The city council meetings are noticed on the city's website for their agendas. I don't know if notice for the city council meetings are posted on the property. There should also be notices advertised in the newspaper as to those particular actions.
Yes, Mr. Martin, on the second hearing, which would be the third Monday of September for this one, and we will post on the properties as we did before, along with having a legal ad in the paper, along
Okay.
with the city council agenda notice.
Okay, but at the September 3rd meeting would be your next and initial opportunity to address the city council. Yep.
All right, at this time, having no workshop items to go through, I do have one workshop item I would like to add on to next month's agenda. As you know, October is coming up. October, I am term limited and will have to step down as chair of this board, although I will still remain as a member of this board. Therefore, at our next meeting in September on the second Tuesday, we should plan to have a election for a new chairperson and a vice chairperson for the Planning and Zoning Board. Can that please be added to the agenda? Yes.
Wow. Congratulations.
We know who.
A lot of bus throwing going around over
We know
here.
who the chair is going to be. They all know.
Does anyone else have anything they would like to bring up under workshop items? Well, hearing and seeing none, at this time, do we have a motion to adjourn the planning and zoning portion of tonight's meeting cycle?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Kellum and Ms. Johnson by hand sign. All in favor? Hands down. Likewise opposed. Planning and zoning stands adjourned. At this time, I call to order the Board of Adjustment, City of Lake City. Date and roll call shall remain the same. Meeting minutes of our previous session of July 8th were distributed electronically through the city's email server. I trust everyone has had the opportunity to take a look at those. At this point, are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to those minutes as presented?
Nope.
No.
Hearing and seeing none, do we have a motion for their adoption?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Carlucci and Douglas on the second. Adoption of the meeting minutes by hand sign for approval. Hands up. All right, hands down. Likewise opposed. We have meeting minutes. There being no old business and no new business for us to pass through, we move to workshop items. Likewise to the planning and zoning agenda, please see that at next month's meeting, we add a election for a new chair and a new vice chair, as I will be coming off as I am term limited in my position, although I look forward to remaining on the board as someone that does not have to sit in the central chair. That being said, does anyone else have any workshop items they would like to discuss or have added to next month's agenda cycle? Hearing and seeing none, do we have a motion to adjourn the Board of Adjustment segment of tonight's meeting calendar?
Motion to adjourn.
Ms. McCollum? Ms. Douglas on the second. By hand sign, all in favor of adjournment? Hands down. Likewise opposed. Board of Adjustment stands in adjournment.
Good old Lake City for you.
This time, I call to order the Historic Preservation Agency, City of Lake City. Date shall remain the same. Roll call shall remain the same. Electronically, meeting minutes of our July 8th, 2025 meeting were distributed through electronic channels of the city email server. I trust everyone has had the opportunity to take a look at those meeting minutes and review them. At this point in time, are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to those minutes as electronically submitted? Hearing and seeing none, do we have a motion for their adoption?
Move to adopt?
Second.
Douglas and Carlucci on the second. By hand sign, all in favor of adoption of the minutes? Hands down. Like sign opposed. Meeting minutes from July 8th, 2025 are approved. There being no old business and no new business to come before this agency this evening, we move to workshop items. Please see that an election for a new chair and a new vice chair of the Historic Preservation Board is added to the agenda for next month's meeting, as I am term limited, and next month will be my final meeting occupying the chairmanship, although I do look forward to remaining as a member of this board a little further out to the side. There being no other business to go through at this time, do we have a motion to adjourn Historic Preservation Agency, City of Lake City?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Ms. McCollum, Ms. Johnson on the second. By hand sign for adjournment. Hands down. Likewise opposed. And we are out of here. Please kill the audio and the video.